Well, let's get more now on our top story. Boris Johnson is expected to announce his winter plan, which includes how families can see their loved ones at Christmas tomorrow. Dr. Bharat Pankania is a senior clinical lecturer at the University of Exeter. He joins us now. Thank you very much for joining us. Always good to get your thoughts. Firstly, what do you make of plans to return back to this three-tier system? Do you think it's the right approach?
Well, the three-tier system, when it was in operation, only half-heartedly worked. I mean, we can just look at what happened between Liverpool and Manchester, and we know that what happens in Manchester will happen in Liverpool and the other way around. And it is pretty confusing as well. Therefore, I think we need to do better than just have tiers which people don't properly follow or understand.
So do you anticipate tighter restrictions second time round?
We should have tighter restrictions. The number of cases in the United Kingdom is on the up. I know that since we've had lockdown number 2, the case numbers have started to go down, but we really need to bring them down much more, because I'm concerned that people will get together over Christmas and the case numbers in January will start to shoot up again.
On that point about Christmas, reports this morning that the Prime Minister is considering easing restrictions over the Christmas period for a few days. What is your thoughts on that? Is that the wrong plan of action, or would you support that?
No, I wouldn't support it at all. And come on, we need to understand the biology of the virus. It doesn't take a break over Christmas. So this idea of I will give you some fewer restrictions over the Christmas period so that you can get together with friends and family. But the virus doesn't take a break, and these are my concerns. It would be much better to say, look, people of the United Kingdom, invest in having a low-key Christmas in 2020, because now that the vaccines are almost around the corner, we will have a much better 2021.
I guess those who would support the idea would ask, would 1 or 2 days really make that much of a difference?
Yes, it will. We noticed straight away that as soon as we brought in the restrictions as we have in lockdown number 2, the daily case numbers eventually start to take a dip. So even a day or two makes a big difference, especially as in these circumstances, people will be indoors in close proximity with each other. They may be traveling long distances. So a couple of days does make a big difference.
Yeah, and we heard from government medical advisors last week that for every day of Christmas freedom, that will amount to 5 days of tighter restrictions come the new year. Do you think those restrictions will have to be in place anyway, irrespective of whether things are opened up over Christmas for 2 or 3 days?
I think so, indeed. And it's not only, these are all modeling answers that, for every day you need 5 days of restrictions. It may be a lot more, because under the radar, people do a lot of things that they shouldn't be doing. So when you account for the things that you shouldn't be doing, i.e. getting together for that short party, and then the family gatherings, and then we are all indoors, case numbers can go up, and it may be many more days rather than just 5 days.
So come January, how long do you think tighter restrictions could be in place for?
I think until the vaccination is fully deployed, which will take many months. So I would say that after about April, when the vaccines, I hope, will have started to be given, and then the case numbers go down, and also with lighter days, people will be spending more time outdoors. I anticipate as the case numbers come down, the restrictions go off as well.
We did hear from the Health Secretary, Matt Hancock, last week in the Downing Street news conference, saying that he was confident that the rollout would start from December, and then, you'd see an increase in the rollout towards the start of next year. So do you think that we will have a sense of normalcy come the spring? Because that is what everybody seems to be hoping for right now.
No, I think it's very premature to say normalcy by spring, because we don't really know. Although the vaccine has gone through its safety trials and that it works, etc., The proof of the pudding is in the eating. And therefore, once and only once we've started to deploy the immunization program, will we know the true picture of how the vaccine is performing in all the age groups. And therefore, I really don't see us sort of moving back to normalcy for at least another 6 months, maybe longer. And it is better to be honest with our people and say, look, good news is round the corner, but it is not instantaneous. It's going to take many months.
Dr. Bharat Pankhania, always good to get your thoughts and expertise. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Good morning.